Hey, what's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, so let's talk about silver. I have a crazy article sharing some really interesting information, some really telling information. So if you like this video by the end of the video, then please like the video. If by the end of the video you think my channel is worthy of a subscription, then please subscribe. I'm not going to ask you to like the video yet because you don't even know if you're going to like the video yet. Link to this article will be in the description. I always love when you guys participate. Let me know what you think about this. Investment demand to lift India's silver imports to record high levels, which, by the way, India is the world's biggest silver consumer. So this could support global prices. So we have a lot going on here. We already know that investment demand is through the roof. We exceeded 1.112 billion ounces this year. I can't even imagine what that number is going to be by the year 2030. But India's imports are set to triple in 2022 from a year ago to record highs after a dip in prices to 2-year lows spurred investors to bet that the metal was primed for a rebound and could outperform gold in the coming years. Now, we all knew that silver was bound to outperform gold when we saw, $11 silver in 2020 when gold broke past $2,000, its all-time high in 2020. Also, when the gold to silver ratio is 125 to 1, the highest it's ever been throughout the 5,000 years we've been comparing those two metals, we knew that that was going to correct and silver would outperform gold. The ratio would go back down. I've seen people speculate that the ratio could actually go down to 70 to 1 next year, which means silver has a lot more room to run in terms of growth compared to the price of gold. So anyways, higher demand in India, the world's biggest silver consumer, could support global prices. Investment demand has been boosting imports. And it's kind of funny because a lot of India, their demand is from like the religious practices, jewelry and things along those lines. So it's pretty interesting that India is the world's biggest silver consumer. So anyways, India's silver imports in 2022 could jump to a record 8,200 tons. In the first 7 months of 2022, silver imports surged to 5,100 tons from just 110 tons during the same period a year ago, according to provisional data from the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. In 2020 and 2021, Indian investors and industry sold off silver stocks after strong imports in 2018 and 2019. Destocking depleted available stocks in the country. At current prices, traders are investing. Since silver is not available in the country, imports are rising. Low supply, high demand pushes the price up. India silver imports in 2020 and 2021 were 2,218 tons and 2,773 tons, respectively, down from the 5,969 tons in 2019. Local silver futures were trading around 57,900 rupees per kilogram on Wednesday afternoon after hitting a record high of 77,949 rupees in 2020. And this is an important part. Investors like Umesh Patel, who bought 2 bars of silver this month, think prices have corrected too much and will rebound soon. Do you think that is true? Silver is underperforming compared to gold. I'm hoping it will rise sharply like 2009 to 2011 period, where that's when silver jumped up to $50. Which said Patel, who had received more than 200% returns from silver during that period. Now, during that period is pretty telling since it's very similar to what's happening right now. We could say 2008 to 2011 would be the 2020 to 2023 period if you want to compare 3 years to 3 years. Obviously back then, a lot of similarities. Recession/depression, billion-dollar stimulus, credit, financial crisis, a lot of things that are happening now that started in 2020, that started in 2008 back then. So would that lead silver to $50 next year, which would be the third year? Well, I mean, if that led silver to $50 back then I think it would push silver much higher than $50 today, since things are a lot more severe today. You know, we're talking about $1 trillion stimulus today, not $1 billion. We're talking about also throwing in a global pandemic. You know, we're talking about much more serious situations. Obviously, nothing's identical, but that is definitely the most similar period of time comparing from, you know, especially when we're talking about record high silver prices. So, anyways, industrial demand. Along with investment demand, imports have also climbed in growing industrial use. And we already know that is blatantly obvious. And that is coming from a silver dealer or with a leading silver import or an importing bank. Electronics, solar panels, manufacturing have been increasing because of the government incentives. These industries are consuming more and more and more silver, along with the auto industry, the EV sector, electric vehicles, which require around 58 grams of silver currently per EV. And every automobile company by the year 2030 is going to be electric. So we're just going to need more and more silver in that sector. So India has been offering production-linked incentives to local and foreign companies for manufacturing electronics and solar panels in the country. The country fulfills most of its silver requirements through imports, mainly from Hong Kong, the United Kingdom, China, and Russia. The rise in demand has been allowing banks and bullion dealers to charge premiums of up to 30 cents per ounce over global prices, while gold is trading at a discount. That's pretty crazy. You know, gold doesn't have premiums because gold isn't scarce. Last year, gold was trading in premium and silver at a discount. Now, exactly the opposite is happening. And, you know, when demand is high, the price goes with it. If you ever look at a graph comparing silver demand to its price, it's very, very similar. When silver demand is booming, the price is going right with it, and then it drops and the price drops. Well, we know that silver's demand is going to be rising astronomically over the next decade, so what would that do to the price? I mean, 1 plus 1 equals 2. I thought this was really interesting, though, because we know that demand is coming from all angles, but to see India, which is the world's biggest silver consumer, tripling their imports. India's silver imports are set to triple in 2022. I mean, a lot of people focus on the investment sector, which I guess if you're coming from like coins premiums, you could definitely look at the investment sector in terms of you know, quantity, which mints are producing this many, you know, yada yada yada. But the industrial sector is, you know, that plays most of silver demand, most of it. To put things in perspective, you know, the American Eagles are minted at around 10 to 15 million ounces per year, when we exceeded a global demand of 1.2 billion ounces or 1.112 billion ounces. You know, it's much bigger. And I think moving forwards, I don't see how premiums are going to just naturally or just randomly start dropping as silver becomes more scarce. You know, that's not how it works. A lot of people think that premiums were just a phase from the silver squeeze. The silver squeeze is still ongoing. Maybe it's not in, you know, it's not in the spotlight anymore. But go on Wall Street Silver. They have over 100,000 subscribers. They have 100,000 followers, and those guys are still buying all the silver in the world. And not just them, though. Everyone is. And industrially, you know, the investment sector, the industrial sector, people like you and I, the big, you know, big tech companies, everyone wants a slice of the silver pie, but there's just not that much pie left. And even look, yeah, I could show you on Wall Street. So, oh, they have 207,000 members. Sorry. 207,000 members. There's 1.4 thousand people right now on in the jungle, they say, you know, on this subreddit, just hanging out. They're on the live chat. You know, there's a live chat. They have all types of stuff. And actually, I post all of my videos on here. Look, Comex Gold Vault drained 3 tons of out registered and 1.7 tons out of the vault. Silver vaults have a net gain of 100,000 ounces. But yeah, these guys, these are real stackers. They're not buying silver on the Comex. They buy real silver, physical silver. Um, but yeah, anyways, I just wanted to kind of showcase that part as well, since we brought up Wall Street Silver and since that tab was already opened. And I get so addicted to just scrolling through this site. I get so addicted to scrolling through this subreddit. It's so interesting, especially when you check out the silver memes. Here's a meme category. Silver memes. Yeah, there's some great ones out here. I think it's so funny that, we could take silver a little more, just more fun. When you're taking something so serious all the time, it can get a little bland, but to get some memes out of silver it's fun, and these guys are genius when it comes to some of these memes. But anyways, to get back to the actual video, what do you think? What do you think about this stuff? When I'm talking about demand exceeding the supply, I'm talking about this over the longer term. Some people are looking to immediate, and that's why they kind of deem the silver shortages non-existent, because they're looking at the numbers right now. But I'm stepping back and seeing what the numbers would be by the year 2030, and then what that would do to the price by 2030, not in 2022. If you're going to invest into a house in the housing market, real estate, you don't look at the condition of that house right now. You look at where that house will be in 5, 10 years. Are they building schools and tearing schools down? Are they building shopping centers and malls, or are they tearing them down? Is the neighborhood going to be nicer or worse? Because then in 5, 10 years when you go to sell that house, if you can charge more, if the environment, if that section of, if it's going to be flourishing or diminishing. Same with silver. And that's how you invest into something. You're investing into that thing because you're looking at it from a futuristic perspective. Same with silver. We're going to need a lot more silver by the year 2030. And looking like, some of the numbers that we talk about, it's just not possible to fill. That's what you got to look at. We're not looking at 2022's, production versus supply. That's irrelevant. We're already in this year. We already know what's happening. The prices are already exposing themselves. Look a little further ahead. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. If you liked the video, then please like the video. If you think that my channel's worthy of a subscription, then please subscribe. Here's government fiat money. What is money? Silver is money. The people's money. That's a nice stack down there. But yeah, if you think my channel's worthy of a subscription, then please subscribe. I post daily videos. And this is like Wall Street Silver. These are real stackers, because he said, look, good news, everyone, silver got tamped down to under 20 again so we can get more on sale. That's exactly what I talk about. A lot of people, when silver goes below 20, they freak out. But I'm like, I'm actually happy, because then I can just get it for cheaper. That post got 173 upvotes. Like, these are real silver stackers. These aren't just, these guys on the Comex, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. It kind of just bugs me when people, it bugs me when people throw dirt on something or someone that's not correct, because I want to stand up for what's right and what the actual context is. Here's another one. There's no substitute for physical silver. The only way to deal with an unfree world is become absolutely free. Their existence is an act of rebellion. I don't know. I just hate when It's just like a kid getting bullied at school or something, or someone throwing like fake news out about something that's not correct. It's false, because a lot of people really do just crap on these guys, acting like they have no idea what they're talking about. They don't buy the physical. They're just trying to drain the Comex and blah blah blah. But that's farthest thing from the truth. If you actually just took about 5 seconds to jump on this site and see for yourself. They buy the physical and they understand the inevitable collapse of the dollar, and they're just like you and I. They just happen to be on Reddit and not YouTube. There's no substitute for physical silver. Look at all those monster boxes. Holy crap. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Please like the video and subscribe if you think it's worthy of a subscription. Go check me out on Wall Street Silver. I post all my videos on there as well, and some other stuff. This is Silver Slayer. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.